Okay, so actually I do have a funny story about the car dealership. There was this girl and she worked there and her name was, let's call her Whore. I'm just kidding. Let's call her Baby Girl. So I met Baby Girl and she had a mustache. Like, she had a really long mustache. Like, the hairs were really long. Like, you can see them from over here. And she was like super fair skinned, but the hairs were super black. Like super black. Like not even dark hairs. No, they were black hairs coming out of her super fair lip. Girl, I'm Mexican. I have a hairy lip too, you know, but I know how to maintain it. I'm not gonna mustache shame right now. That's fucked up. Because my mustache is on 10 when I let it be. She's comfortable with the hair on her face, so let's let her be. Anyways, not the point. So we were kind of like co-work frenemies, you know what I mean? Like, I would talk to her because she was the only girl. She would talk to me because I was cool. Yeah, so we would chit chat here and there, but then, you know, just get back to work real quick. And then when we were bored and our brains were full of too much work, like, we would crack a joke here and there. Hey, come in my office, be in there for a minute. I'll go to your office, be in there for a minute. So that was all, you know, cordial. It was fine, whatever. And then I could tell that she didn't like me because one time I cracked a joke and she was like, she went, that bitch just roll her eyes. I fucking saw her with her fake ass. So then I was like, okay, red flag number 1 from you, bitch. 3 red flags and you're out, ho. She was like, I started to catch little things. Like when I would walk up to the group of co-workers, it was just, like I said, it was just me and her and then a whole bunch of men, right? So I would peep that when I would get to work and then they were all huddled up and I would get close, she would like say something to the group and they would laugh as I would walk towards them. But then again, it's like, what joke could be funnier than the hair on your lip? Because she was not like, she was a feminine woman. She would like do her makeup and like her hair was nice and, you know, all of that. But it's just this right here. So it's like, girl, I could go in on just 3 of those hairs that are right there and just talk about them, you know. But no, it's fine. Whatever you said about me, I guess was funny. I never knew what you said, because then I would ask the guys, I would be like, what did this bitch say when I walked up? And then they would be like, oh, no, she wasn't talking about you, she was talking about somebody else. And I'll be like, okay, whatever. Fast forward, one day we need to go training, right? So since me and her were new, we had to go to a Nissan training, which was a few cities over, which was it was in Alameda, right? So it was super early, like 7:30 in the morning type training. So I remember the day before, they were like, okay, Adriana and Baby Girl, you guys have to do this training and it's really cool. They have like brand new cars, you get to get in them, you get to drive them, you get to learn about them and stuff like that. And I was like, hell yeah. Am I getting paid? Hell yeah. So yeah, I was excited because it was pretty much a field trip and you get paid for it. And it was like half the day, so I was like, that's awesome. Plus they give you back money for the gas that you spent and stuff like that. So they were like, one of the managers before I left too, they were like, hey Adriana, Baby Girl needs a ride. Do you think that you can take her? And I was like, sure, okay. They were like, okay, thank you, she'll be here. If you pick her up at 7, you guys can make it over there by 7:30 and then blah blah blah. And I was like, all right, cool. So I get there, she's not there. So I have to wait about 10 minutes, right? So then I call her, she's finally there. we get to going on the road, and then there's traffic. So I don't know about anybody else, but I get super like, oh my god, we're gonna be late, we gotta be there on time. Oh my god, fuck this traffic's too much. Oh my god, what the fuck, oh, we're gonna be late, they're not gonna pay us, we fucked up. And then in the back of my head, back of my head, I'm like, fuck this bitch baby girl, she fucking made me late. So I'm having anxiety, and I'm projecting it, and she's not liking it, right? She's the passenger, she's not liking it, I can tell. But she's like, it's okay girl, we're gonna be there on time, like don't stress, it's okay. And I was like, you're right. And then they give us an address, and we couldn't find it. We couldn't find the fucking address. And then so I'm driving around, can't find it. It was a super foggy day. And then I'm complaining, right? I'm like, oh my god, where the fuck is it? They give us the wrong fucking phone number. So we're over here texting one of the other managers. Her name was Ariana, right? Very similar to Adriana, I remember that. Okay, so me and baby girl are texting the managers, and we're like, hey, we don't know where we are, we don't want to be late, can you guys please answer? So we're calling, we're texting, and nobody's responding. So she's like, baby girl's like, okay, I'm gonna step out and smoke a cigarette, I'll be right back. And I was like, all right. So I'm sitting there, I'm waiting, and finally I get a text, and I'm like, oh shit. So I get the text, I open it, I look at my phone, it's a text from baby girl. And I'm like, what the fuck, why should she just text me? I'm right here, I can see her, what the fuck? So I look at the phone, and it says, oh my god, she's unbearable, she keeps complaining, and she's fucking annoying. I'm like, who is she talking about? Who's annoying? Who's unbearable? Why should he just tell me when she got in the car? Who is she talking about? So I'm confused, right? And then I'm thinking about it for a second, and then I can see that she looked at her phone, and she goes, and she puts it away. And immediately, what goes through my head is, this bitch was talking shit to Ariana, the manager, about me, but the stupid hoe texted me instead. So she tries to get in my car, and I'm giving her the dagger eyes like, and she gets in the car, and she's like, hey, I accidentally texted you, but I'm sorry, just don't read it. And I was like, get the fuck out of my car, bitch. And she got the fuck up out my car, and guess what the fuck I did? I left her in the fog, and sorry, my son was asleep, and then he woke up. Well, I woke him up because I was talking, you know, getting into the story. But where was I? Oh yeah, and while I'm driving away and seeing her disappear into the fog, I get a text message from Ariana, and she sends me the address, and I click on it on my maps, get there in 2.5 minutes. And I'm like, oh my god, this is a big ass event. Like, they had blow up rooms. It was like a whole parking lot, but they had like a blow up tents and stuff, but it was huge, like houses full, like houses big, inflatable, you know. And then inside it was like, there was the heater, there was hot cocoa, there was chocolate, there was cookies, there was water, there was juices. And I was like, oh my god, it's amazing in here. It smelled great. They had Nissan pads with Nissan pens, Nissan bags, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool. I completely forget about baby girl, right? Instantly forget about her. The smell of the fresh cookies, the warm fresh cookies, instantly I was just like, coffee, cookie, notepad, pen. Like, I was ready. I sat down, looked at my phone, going through Instagram, having the time of my life, right? So they introduce us, they tell us, hi, thank you for being part of the company, you guys are amazing, stuff like that, right? And then we get to the cars. It was like the new models of everything, right? It was 2018 and we were going into 2019 in a few weeks. So they were showing us all the 2019 cars and all the stuff like that. So we get into groups. They put us into groups and we get into groups. And I remember I saw this cute ass boy. He was tall. He had like colored eyes. I don't remember exactly what color eyes they were, but I'm pretty sure they were like green and like hazel. Like they were really cute. And I saw him looking at me and I was looking at him. And then so we just all get to talking, right? I'm like, they're like, where are you from? And I'm like, oh, I'm from the East Bay. And then they're like, oh, where are you from? Like, oh, I'm from Hayward. Like, where are you from? Oh, we're from the Oakland and stuff like that, right? And they're like, wait, you're from there? They were like, what's your name again? And I was like, Adriana. And they were like, you're Adriana? Like, there was like a few people were like wide-eyed, like, well, yeah, that's you, you're her? And I was like, yeah, why? Like, I'm confused as to why these people even know who I am already. Like, how did you previously hear about me? And they were like, we were talking to baby girl and she said that you kicked her out of her car and she was in the fog and she didn't know where she was and she was gonna fight you, so when she sees you she's gonna fight you. And I was like, oh really? Huh? Baby girl trying to fight me, huh? She trying to fight me, sir? No ma'am, no ma'am, she's not trying to fight me. She's putting on a show. I don't know why. And I was just like, I told them, I was like, no, because she was talking shit and she texted me instead of the other girl, and then she got embarrassed and I told her to get out of my car and she did, and now I'm here eating cookies. And they thought it was hella funny and I was just like, whatever, like whatever. So it doesn't stop there, because then I get to work, right? Oh no, the event is over. Like a few hours later the event is over. I say bye to everybody. Everybody's like, bye. Oh, my manager that hired me called me and he's like, hey Adriana, make sure to bring baby girl back. I almost said her name. And I'm like, she can't get in my car, and she was talking shit and I told her to get out. She can't be in my car anymore. I'm already about to be on the freeway. Like, I'm not turning back for this girl. And he starts cracking up, and then he's like, Adriana, can you please turn around and just get her? She doesn't have a ride. We're gonna have to get somebody to go out there and get her. Like,